What's up, world? Welcome back to another edition of the RiOT Comedy Podcast presented by RiOT. Shout out to RiOT, natural spring water, keeping us healthy and hydrated over here. Big weekend for the NBA this past weekend. Had some great games yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Some bad games, too. Some games we thought were going to be good that turned out to be bad. Both ABC games were terrible.
Oh, yeah,
But,
Mavericks, though. They're crippled. They got no big.
Yeah.
Probably not going to beat a full-strength Warriors whenever your three best bigs are all injured.
For sure. We're just waiting on the Mavs to get healthy before we can even judge what their new team looks like.
Correct.
And then what was the other game on ABC? The Knicks and Celtics. Yeah. Knicks
that was a disaster.
The Knicks tried to make a comeback. They made it interesting in the third, beginning of the fourth. They cut the lead to 8 points, but then Boston just nah. We're gonna go ahead and run
they've
back.
played 3 times now this season. Average margin of victory for the Celtics is 21, 22.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and that's the kind of the switch I was talking about with the Celtics. If they have a switch, then nobody can beat them in the playoffs. No West, no East.
Yeah.
And it kind of would lead you to suggest that maybe they do have a switch because they apparently hate the Knicks more than everybody. Don't know what it is, but apparently
it's just that typical, New York, Boston. It just is what it is,
Yeah. And going into the season, the Celtics probably felt like the Knicks were probably the contender in the East to beat them.
Yeah, for sure.
In our last podcast, me and you picked the Knicks to come out of the East, and I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm reeling that back. Honestly, the reason I picked the Knicks to win the East is just I can admit it. I'm just a Celtics hater. That's all it comes down to.
Well, I mean, I honestly think that they have a really good team. I think that they have the ability to play 46 minutes in the playoffs. I think that they're going to play a little bit better defense in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to lose by 25 points a game in the playoffs.
I would agree with that. I don't think they can beat them though.
But and at the end of the day, if we want to be fully transparent, we've been saying since the season started that the Celtics are going to win the NBA Finals as long as they know what they have to do to get it done. And that's really all I got to say about the Knicks. I don't want to stick on them too much. They're a disaster, and they can't really play defense. They don't really have a lot of grit and grind kind of guys anymore. Besides Josh Hart, I mean OG's kind of that, but he never really plays. It seems like so. It's just one of those things where it's if you're relying on Josh Hart to give you triple doubles and pull 12 rebounds a game, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And the Celtics are just way better than them, plain and simple. That's all it really comes down to, is that they're better by a lot. And they don't really have, Mikal Bridges is okay. I'm not mad at this, and I'm not that mad at the Knicks. I think this is the Knicks. This is their first year together. They, in case people forgot, they were pretty good last year, the Knicks were, but they dismantled that whole team. RJ Barrett, quickly, those guys don't play there. Julius Randle doesn't play there anymore. Half the guys from that team don't even play there anymore. Hartenstein's in OKC now. They need a year together to get their shit together, and then they should be much better next year. This is the first part of a growing pain with the new team is oh, we're super good, but then you realize that you're not as good as you thought. So that's that. I think an interesting question we have to ask ourselves right now is what's the ceiling for the Warriors? I keep seeing people say first round playoff exit. I don't really believe that anymore, depending on who they play. I don't know if Houston can beat them. I don't know if OKC can beat them. I don't know if the Grizzlies can beat them. I don't think the Clippers will beat them. I think the Lakers will beat the Warriors. But when you look at these teams in the West, I think that the Warriors are much more dangerous after getting Jimmy Butler than we would like to admit.
Absolutely. I think they can cause some disruption. I wouldn't pick them to win the West. Again, I'm with you. I don't think they can beat the Lakers. They may have some trouble with OKC. I think that would be a really good series. I wouldn't be surprised either way that went.
Yeah.
Warriors might have some fits with Denver.
Yeah. Denver would probably rock them just because they don't have any bigs, and if Joker's just gonna have a field day with getting 30 and 15 and 15, then I don't love your guys' chances. I think Aaron Gordon's a problem for them too. You don't have any athletic bigs. I don't think Draymond Green wants those problems. If you're relying on Draymond Green and Jimmy to guard Aaron Gordon and Joker, that's too much of an ask for those two.
You're in trouble, no doubt.
So but I think the Warriors I don't think that these higher seeds want to play them in the first round of the playoffs. I think that's super risky for them. But hopefully we get a Steph LeBron playoff series. Like that's all I really want in life,
That'd be
anyways. Is
awesome.
like another one of those. We don't get too many more. Something I wanted to bring up to you though, more than anything, is like all these notifications I've been getting about somebody wants to ban the tush push. Like, sorry to jump off the NBA. NFL season's over, but I thought it was wildly interesting to be like, we don't want the tush push in the NFL anymore because we can't do it.
Yeah, I think that's nonsense. I think come up with a way to stop it or make it effective for your own team. You can't ban something because one team has perfected a play that's essentially been in the NFL as long as the NFL has existed.
Correct.
Like the thing is, we've always seen, goal line tush pushes, but most teams can't do it effectively. So they, instead of doing a tush push, they're like, you know what, instead of having two guys behind my quarterback, let's, you know, use these guys and create a hole for the running back and use our running back because that's more effective for almost every team. But yeah, you can't just ban this because one team is great at it and everybody else
Stupid.
sucks at it. Like,
Super stupid.
figure it out. Figure it out, dude.
Agreed. I think it's super dumb. I don't think it makes any sense. I think that it's just like pure hater. Like, and it's like the Eagles
Absolutely.
are out here beating you guys like 13-10, tush pushing down the field all game. Like they beat the shit out of you guys by 20 points. Like every team they play, they whooped
Right.
up on by 20 points. I don't
Yeah.
think the tush push is the reason why you guys lost to them. I think it's because you guys are a worse football team by a large margin.
Yeah, they kicked the shit
So
out of everybody in the playoffs. It wasn't because they were tush pushing.
the Rams had the
'Cause they're
best
just
chance.
better.
We were the
We
only
did.
team that even gave them a fit. So like,
We
which I
did.
would have loved that to happen, but at the end of the
That'd
day,
have been
man,
awesome.
like
We
you guys are
could have
just
been
better.
Super Bowl champs.
And I'm going to switch up to a different topic here too because I just wanted to get your opinion on that. But like, so NBA All-Star Weekend, they're talking about introducing a one-on-one tournament, and I am maybe old or whatever, but I don't like it. I don't like the one-on-one matchup in the NBA All-Star Weekend. I was kind of curious what you thought about it. I think it's stupid.
I love it. I think it would be awesome. The only problem is a lot of quote unquote stars ain't gonna do it because they're afraid of losing a one-on-one match on national television.
Yeah, but they
That's
would
the only
probably just do it
problem.
king. But they would probably just do it king of the court style. It'd probably last like 20 minutes, where it's like as soon as you get scored on, you're done. So it's not like you're out here getting cooked like an 11-0, something like that. But also like the one-on-one game's different. Like if like people are like, why isn't LeBron's just not in it because he's scared? Like no, LeBron just is 40 and has no business. He doesn't even have a
Yeah, I'm not even talking
one-on-one
about
style.
LeBron when I'm talking about stars being afraid to do it. I don't expect a 40-year-old who's not like,
I'm just talking about the narrative is what
you know,
people are going to say. And like I don't
they
have any
will say that.
interest in watching Kyrie Irving go against Kevin Durant in a one-on-one king of the like I don't have any interest of watching a guy who's 6'3" play a guy who's 7 foot tall. Like I have no interest in that. Like okay, so like I know if Zach Edey enters it, like how many dribbles do I get? Can I just get like 5 dribbles and back down Kyrie Irving and
I
dunk
don't
since
think
I'm
we got to worry
seven
about
foot
Zach
three?
Edey entering the one-on-one tournament.
But you know what I mean. Like the size disparity is so gigantic in the NBA where it's like obviously like Kevin Durant's gonna probably beat guys that are like 6'3". Like obviously. Like I think that the disparity is too much. And like I don't think we're even gonna prove anything. I don't think we're gonna prove people are gonna play hard in a one-on-one tournament, king of the court style, or even go into 3 for
No,
for no
you go to
reason.
7. You go to 7. You have a tournament and you go to 7.
Yeah, I could see why it would be entertaining to an extent, but like
You're telling me it's not gonna, like, not every game is gonna be Kevin Durant versus Kyrie Irving. You're telling me if it was a one-on-one tournament and it was like Kyrie Irving, Trey Young, Kevin Durant, Ja Morant, and then like so that's 4 guys. That would be awesome. And if you extended it to 4 more, even if you have dudes who are like just known as being good hoopers but aren't like great NBA players, like I know J.R. Smith is retired now, but if you had like a dude like him in the
yeah.
like, that's entertaining. I'm here for all that shit.
See,
I'm
I'm
trying to
I don't
watch that.
I'm not a fan. I don't want to see. I honestly don't want to see. I don't want to see like half of them be like Trey Young size and the other half be Paolo size, and then it's just like Giants versus miniatures. Like I can't. Me personally, I
I
don't
want to
love
watch.
it.
I want to watch that too. Yeah, absolutely. Give me that.
I'd
Kyrie
rather
Irving thinks
watch.
he's the best. Kyrie Irving thinks, and I'm not saying he's wrong. We need a tournament to figure this out. If Kyrie Irving thinks he is the very best one-on-one player in the NBA, then you have to go prove that. And if you have to face Kevin Durant and you're like, "Oh, well, he's taller," then that makes him better than you if he beat you at one-on-one. I don't care if he is taller. He's a better one-on-one player. Let's see it. Roll the balls
Yeah,
out. and let's rock.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. Move it to Saturday. I don't want to see it replace the All-Star game. I don't want to see it like be this whole
No,
spectacle.
We need to take the All-Star game just back to East versus West and make everything normal. And the problem with the All-Star game was never the format. This the problem was always the players. So how do you fix the
Correct.
players? The game ain't broken. The players are broken.
I think that if you just start ripping motherfuckers out of it, like just be honest, are you gonna try hard? Because if not, like we'll just give your spot to somebody else.
I have the solution, but no one will ever implement it. Pretty much every NBA player gets a All-Star bonus anyway. If you make the All-Star team, you get a bonus. So you should have to buy in. I don't know what their bonus is. I don't care what it is.
But it goes automatically to the pot.
You have to put $100,000. You have to pay to play in the All-Star game. You have to pay $100,000 to play in it, and if you win, then you get your money
Right.
back plus the $100,000 from the dude on the other team. So you're
Yeah.
essentially betting your own $100,000. And that's not much money for these dudes. Even a dude like Singun, I'm not sure how to say his name, the dude on the Rockets.
Yeah.
His salary, he's like one of the lowest paid All-Stars. Looking at the All-Star roster from history, he's one of the lowest paid dudes. He makes $37 million a year. He can afford $100,000. If the average person makes $75K, that's like $200.
Yeah.
That's asking the average person to bet $200. So
Yeah, I agree.
you put in $100,000, and then you're gonna be playing for that shit. No one wants to lose $100,000. I don't care how much money you make.
And
If I have to
also-
bet $200 on something, I'm playing my ass off. If I have to bet $20 on something, I'm playing my ass off. I'm taking your money,
also,
dude.
You can say that guy's name however you want. You're American, dog. Say whatever you want. Say it however you want. We'll butcher it. Fuck them, dude. Who even cares? But like, no, I ain't mad at that. Like, put some fucking money on the line, pussies. Like, and I didn't like that one year in the All-Star game though,
Exactly.
where it's like you just like, or like even like the mid-season tournament where if you win money. Like, I'm not so sure that like we should be incentivizing millionaires with money to give us a good product. I think like
No,
just pay
I
them-
agree. I
just
agree.
pay them less
That's
money.
why when you lose money, that's what makes
That's what I
you,
like about it.
yeah. So
That's what I
just
like
like
about your
winning
idea.
money doesn't do anything.
And I didn't hate the idea of like the world versus the US. And like as far as I'm concerned, like give people their all-star nods if we're gonna do this. And then like you might not get to play in this game. Like, yeah, Trae Young, you're an all-star, but you don't
Yeah.
get to play in this game because we have too many Americans. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But like just give us a good game. Like, let them get their bonuses, let them get their all NBA fucking accolades and their bonuses and all those things. But like give me the fucking 10 best Americans or the fucking 8 best Americans versus the fucking 8 best fucking international or 10 and 10 or 12 and 12, however you want to do it. I don't really give a shit. And fucking let's fucking go. And if what we could fucking do is expand the NBA All-Star roster to 32 players. Have 4 teams of
Boo.
8. Have 4 teams of 8 and everybody chips in a fucking $100,000 and the winner takes the whole entire pot. Because if everybody chips in $100,000, that's $3.2 million that the winning team of 8 gets to split. Now we're talking big fucking money on the line. We're talking a $3.2 million pot here for 8 guys to split.
Now you just came up 300. Now you just came up 300 racks.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
The 100
Like that's
and the 100 racks you didn't lose, so it's a $400,000 swing winning.
That's what I'm
versus losing.
saying. Like that's a grip of money, dog. I know, like if I'm fucking on one of these all-star teams and LeBron's thinking about not playing, you better fucking say something, pussy, because I got fucking $100,000 on this bitch, dog, and I need motherfuckers here to play.
The thing is though is I don't think we need to expand. Like I'm not crazy about the idea of having a tournament or multiple teams or anything like this. I hate the idea of having 32 all-stars, 24. That's what it's always been. We don't need more all-stars than that. If you're not one of the 24 best players in the NBA, you do not get to come and participate.
Well, then have 4 teams
I don't
of
think
6.
we need 8 more guys.
Well, I don't know. Like for me, it's like
I honestly think if we just made these players wager, that fixes everything. Again, the format was never broken. I would rather watch a regular game.
Me too.
Give me a 48-minute pickup game of the best players in the world. I don't need a tournament going to no gimmicks and playing to 40 and then 25 in the championship. Like, give me a basketball game with competitors. That's the problem with competitors.
In my format, I think that they should just do like 8-minute quarters. Like give us like the equivalent to like a high school basketball game in time. You guys got money on the line, and I get to watch more basketball, which I'm here for. Me personally, like, and limit the commercial breaks if we're gonna do it, please. Like play have a halftime, show me some commercials, then play the next half without commercials, and then do
What
another
about
commercial.
48 minutes straight, no timeouts, no commercials?
I don't know. I mean, good
I'm
luck.
just talking shit. We don't want to do that.
Good luck getting the fucking NBA and fucking. I don't know where the NBA All-Star game is next year. Amazon probably. I don't fucking know who's hosting it next year. I have no idea. Don't really care at this point. Like, but yeah, I think that would be. I think that we got to figure something out. And what I don't like though is people saying it's just as simple as trying. I don't think it is that simple. Just in the sense of like, why if you're these players should you try? Pride for East versus West? Like there is no pride. It's not like you don't like. There's no rivalries. You like if you're the Celtics, you're gonna play harder against the Knicks players regardless. So like East versus West, there's not a lot of pride there. You play the Western Conference all the time now. Like these teams
Well,
don't really
I
concern
think
you.
the bigger East versus West thing is like players used to have an allegiance to a conference because players didn't drift around all the time.
Right.
You know who you played for, like you played for them for a long time. And if you played in Chicago for 10 years, like you trying to like you're trying to win that All-Star game for the East. But these dudes bounce around, they switch teams all the time, they switch conferences, so no one cares about any of that anymore.
Right.
So there is no like East versus West pride. Because if you're on the Eastern All-Stars this year, you might be on the West All-Stars next year.
For sure.
So you don't
For
care
sure.
about like this streak of like because there was a long time in the NBA, pretty much up until like the mid 2010s, where it was always like the East goes on a streak and wins like 7 out of 8 All-Star games in a row, and then
Yeah.
the West doesn't. So there was always this pride of like we're winning this, but now again it's like it doesn't matter because players switch conferences and teams so much.
That's why we need the U.S. versus international. That'll get motherfuckers ready to play. Like I think
I
it
feel
gets
you on
people
that.
ready to play.
The only drawback I have on that is that's a DEI. That's a DEI
Yeah.
game. We 24 best players. I don't care what nationality you are, because then even like looking so like right now, we can't fill out 12 international players. There are not 12 international players that are the best in the best 24 players. Now like the top few players in the NBA are foreign, and some of the very best players are. But I mean, we literally just saw it. So Chuck's Global Stars only had 8 foreigners.
Yeah, but that's because
Maybe
like Luka couldn't play in the All-Star game. Like Giannis ended up not playing in it. I think like 12 is pretty deep for the international. Like people say that international basketball is caught up to the United States, which is like the very best guys, yes. But if you took at the top 100 players in the world, 70 of those motherfuckers are going to be American. 70.
yeah.
So
The
like,
Boston Celtics will beat any team in the world. You put together a national team anywhere in the world, Boston Celtics going to beat them.
they have a mildly hard time with Canada. I think Canada could give them a slight run. And like, well, if you take Porzingis
I
off their
think they
team,
could too. I think they could too. But put best of 7. You taking any team to beat the Celtics?
no, not
I
even
wouldn't even
kind of,
consider it.
not even kind
Yeah,
of.
not even
So
kind of. Not even
not
kind
even
of.
kind of.
Anybody, you can get them in one game. You can catch them slipping. You ain't gonna beat them in a best of 7.
Nah, man. Even like the best teams in the Olympics, they don't want it with the Celtics. Dog, Celtics beat the shit out of those guys. So I don't.
Let's be honest. Like when it comes to basketball, the international game will never catch up. They'll never catch them.
I don't know.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't
It's
know about that.
impossible because the best athletes in the world are Americans.
Yeah, but like half the best players in the NBA don't seem to be uber athletic, dog. And I think that like the lower the IQ of the American basketball player goes, which is like the direction we're in right now, the lower their IQ goes and the higher the IQ of the overseas players go. I got room on my team for a motherfucker that knows how to play basketball way more than I got room for a
No,
motherfucker who
I
don't.
agree. I agree.
So
And you're right when you
that's
say
the
like
problem.
the top guys internationally are there. But like the teams overseas will never catch up to NBA teams.
No, but I do think that we're headed towards like like 50% of the league isn't even American, dog. Like I think that we're headed there soon.
Definitely.
Like,
Absolutely.
and it's gonna
Absolutely.
happen quickly, and then next thing you know, like American basketball players will be a minority in the fucking NBA, and that's what you get.
Again, going back to like USA versus world, if 16 of the 24 best players in the world are international. Those 4 guys at the bottom shouldn't get bumped for American players who ain't as good as them to play in the All-Star game.
Yeah, that's why you don't call it the All-Star game. This isn't an All-Star game. This is the World versus USA. This is not an All-Star game. Just like the fucking Four Nations face-off in the NHL was not the All-Star game. They didn't do an All-Star game. That we just wanted a Four Nations face-off instead. Same thing, same concept. There's people that made the All-Star team from other countries that didn't get to participate in the Four Nations face-off because you're not from one of these 4 countries. Fuck off. Sorry, not sorry. Like, that's the same model that we need to have. Like, if your bench is not as good as the Americans' bench, well, fucking get your fucking get some better players from the world. Like,
Yeah.
that's what the direction I want to go. That's why I said, like, keep letting these guys do this. But, like, it's impossible to make these guys try hard in the All-Star game unless you make them wager their own money, which good luck getting these motherfuckers to go for that. But it's going to be impossible to make them try hard because, like you said, like, well, I played with this guy last year, and I played with these guys this year, and then I demanded a trade, so I don't give a fuck about this team anymore. I'm going to go over here and play with these guys. Oh, I need to be nice to this guy because I kind of want to trade, and I want to play for his team, and he controls shit in the background more than people think. And it's just like a bunch of politics now that kind of go into it because, like, people think to win a championship you have to team hop, and then they never win one ever. So unless they're like role players and shit, which they've always team hop, they don't make all-star teams anyways. But yeah, I think that puts us in a position to fucking like really fucking get some get really good basketball in there. Or if we want to do it, or if we just want to get rid of the All-Star game entirely, like when Kevin Durant threatened that and he's like, well, maybe we just won't do it then. Like, that's fine. Like, you're not like do not call fans bluffs, dog. Like, these NBA players walk around and they say shit like this where they're like, well, if you don't want to watch us, then fucking don't. That's fine. Like, if you don't want to make $70 million, then keep pissing fans off. Like, at the end of the day,
I honestly can't believe fans even keep falling for this bullshit. Like the fact that NBA players make $70 million a year now, and I'm not mad at the players. Like
get your money.
the fact that ticket prices are as high as they are, jerseys are as much as they are, fucking hats are $40.
Yeah, it's completely insane. You bugged out on me pretty good
Like
there.
we shouldn't be doing this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, especially like the viewers. I haven't watched the NBA All-Star Game since 2018. I watched the NBA All-Star Game in 2018, and it was such a piece of shit. I said I'm never watching this again, and I actually haven't watched it since. I've caught highlights and bits and pieces here and there, but I've not sat down and watched an All-Star Game. Or maybe I've had it on in the background, but I've never prioritized it, and I'm never going to again. Like, it's a trash game. It's like it's not worth watching. Like
I
would rather spend my 3 hours doing anything at all. Anything.
I'd rather watch
shit.
the guys who didn't make the All-Star team play hard for money. Like, I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch that. Like your B and C list NBA players who didn't make the All-Star team, like the Wagner brothers and shit like that, dog. Like, I'd rather watch these guys go out there and fucking play hard. Like, I just want to watch good basketball. Like, so at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's just like, we'll leave it at that because, like, enough has been said about this shitty NBA All-Star game, and I don't want to I don't want to partake in it anymore, really. It's just like, come on, man. Like, we got to do a little bit better.
This is the All-Star game. I know a lot of people rip on like the NBA. I think the NBA generally is in a good place. When you're watching good teams,
yeah, it's
like,
good basketball.
The Celtics play great basketball, man. Honestly, like the Rockets play great basketball. They play fundamental basketball. They're boxing out the rebound and they get after loose balls.
All the best teams do.
There. You know, I love watching the Grizzlies play.
You can't be a good team in the NBA and suck at basketball. It doesn't happen. Like
the NBA, like the good team, it's always been top heavy. Like that's what the NBA is. You know, it's dominated by stars. So when you got the stars on your teams are way better than the teams who ain't got them.
every league is except for baseball.
For sure.
Baseball seems to have quite the unrivaled parity in it. I don't know enough about hockey to comment on that, but like the NFL, like Pat and Tom got like 10 out of the last 22 Super Bowls or some shit like that, 25. Like they have like half of them. They've been to like over half of them combined. Like one of the Super Bowls that Pat Mahomes lost was to Tom. He lost the fucking AFC title game to Tom. Like a couple teams sneak him in here and there, but at the end of the day, dog, best players win. That's what we pay to see. So it's not that big of a deal. But I have I wanted to do something a little different on today's podcast. I wanted to give you a little bit of trivia without you being able to look it up because I like authenticity and I don't want you to like look something up and be like, oh, these guys. So we're gonna do best starters, right? And you can, I don't care if you start 5 centers, you just gotta, try to conceptualize that being a good team, I guess. But
All
I'll
right,
give
cool.
you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a letter of the alphabet. First name has to start with this. First and last can start with it if you want, but first name's important, but not last name. If I give you the letter B, you can't be like Larry Bird. That's not how it works. I'm gonna give you an easy
For
letter.
sure, I got you.
I'll give you an easier letter to start, and then maybe you can give me one. I have a list for this, so I'll give you. We're gonna go with the letter C. The letter C, a starting 5. You gotta. I don't spend too much time on it either, but go.
That's a doozy. Letter C. I
The
was
letter
like
C.
running a bunch of players to my mind. I never even thought about letter C. Oh man.
The easiest way to do it is to think of simple names that start with that. And you're like, oh, these players' names are this.
Yeah.
It's the easiest
Let me
way to
grab
do it.
Chris Webber. Chris Webber for my power forward.
Yeah.
No, take that back. Charles Barkley for my power forward.
Okay.
Definitely taking Chuck. Let me take Chris Paul.
Okay.
Let me take. Ooh, I wish Kawhi started with a C.
Does not.
Oh man. Let's see. I might have to still take Chris Webber. All right. So give me Chuck, Chris Webber, Chris Paul.
There you go.
Give me. Let me get. Man.
Come on. Starts with the letter C. You know.
I know. This ain't that easy. You should have given me like five
I
minutes.
know it's not that easy, but beep boop, dog. You got fucking. I gave you till we're at. I'll give you like 30 more seconds, and you should.
All
And
right, all
you
right.
should.
So I need 2 more players. I got Chuck Weber and Chris Paul.
You got
Let
those
me
3.
grab. Let me grab.
God, you're missing some really good players to round this out.
Oh, I'm sure I am. I'm sure. But when you put me on the spot like this, it's
You're on
it's
the
tough.
spot. You got like 30 seconds left. Otherwise, you're playing with 3 players.
Uh, all right. Let me think. I don't know. I'm in a bind. So give me 1981 Finals MVP Cedric Maxwell. I'll take
Okay.
Cedric Maxwell,
Okay.
and then I need one more player. Let me get I can't even think of another guy. Period.
Well, you have
Let me grab.
10 seconds. One more
Nah,
guy.
I'll think of one. Let me grab.
There's more Chris's out there if you really want Chris's that bad.
There's all sorts of Chris's, but none of them are coming to mind. Let me grab. Da 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 da.
You have Mr. Bloodclot himself still. I'll give you that one
Oh, Chris Bosh.
if you want him.
Uh,
You have
you
8
know what? You know what?
seconds.
I'll definitely take him. The only person I was even thinking of was like Chauncey Billups. So I guess my team
Okay.
would be like Chris Paul, like without you giving me one. So it would have been like Chris Paul, Chauncey Billups, C. Webb, Chuck, and Cedric
There you
Maxwell.
go.
That
Okay,
team's
so
not
there's
that
your
good.
5. So you missed Clyde Drexler.
Ah, I was trying to think of a fucking
Uh,
shooting guard so hard too.
Carmelo Anthony.
Ah, I could
Those
have
are the
put
two,
together such a good team with those
those are the
guys.
yeah, those are the 2 big ones that you missed, and you could have included Chris Mullin as well.
Hey, if I would have just remembered Carmelo and Clyde, then my team would
Oh
have
yeah,
been
if you just
Carmelo,
remember
Clyde,
the
Chuck, Webb, and Chris Paul, and then my
yeah,
team is
man, if you
fucking
would have just
fire.
remembered the 2 of the top fucking maybe the 2 best
Hey.
players whose names start with C, then like yeah, you would have had a hell of a team. Um, but you did include Cedric Maxwell, which is pretty funny. I just like Corey Maggette comes to mind for me as well. If you wanted to have some athleticism in there, he's not even on this
Corey
list.
Maggette, super decent would be a super decent bench player if we were going beyond starters.
Shit, a great small forward if you have just all stars around him. Period to play defense
No
if he's
doubt,
super
no doubt.
athletic. So I thought the letter C was pretty easy. I'm like, you could fill out a whole team of Chris's if you wanted to, dog.
It is easy. I
Uh,
just wasn't ready for the game.
well, that was the point. That was the whole entire point, was for you not to be ready, because I think people need to prove their NBA knowledge. I don't like when people make these lists and they look it up beforehand and like, oh, this is who I would pick. Like, yeah, when you have a list in front of you of players,
Right.
yes. But like, how much do you really know about the NBA? I didn't mind the Cedric Maxwell pull out at all, though. I actually kind of liked it. But yeah, your turn. You can you can give me a letter.
All right, let's roll with T. Letter T.
Oh my God, the letter T. Boy, this is tough, isn't it? because I got to think of names like, Trevor Ariza comes to mind right out the gate, but like surely not. Surely he's not the guy who's going to be starting on my team.
You wouldn't think so. There was a few guys who came to mind for me for letter T, but I'll let you do your thing.
Like
I mean, there's like
Tyrus Thomas is coming to mind for me. The Chicago Bulls pick from a long time ago, also terrible pick. God, Tim Duncan. So I got Tim Duncan for sure.
I was gonna say, dog, if you forget Timmy,
I got Tim Duncan, dog. I got God. T's
you
tough,
can
man.
put
Why is T
together
so? There's a lot of names, but not a lot of
you can
white
put
guys in
together
the
a really
NBA
good
though.
team.
So like
Not a
Trevor's,
lot of white guys.
not a lot of Trevors. Um,
There is a couple white dudes with the letter T that you could put on your team, and your team will be really good if as long as they're not like your best player.
God. So the letter T. I'm gonna go with. Well, Tim Duncan's got to be there. Oh man, what about the Admiral? That probably doesn't count, huh? The
The is
Admiral.
not his first name. His first
Okay.
name is not the, so that does not count.
God dang, buddy. This is way harder than I thought. So Tim Duncan.
See what I mean?
I guess I'll go Tyrus Thomas at the 5. I don't know who else to put there. I'm gonna put Trevor Ariza at the 3 since I'm running out of time. I'm gonna put in not a lot of Tito's probably in the NBA history if I had to guess. If this was baseball, I could crush Justin Tito's.
No doubt.
I'm gonna go Thomas something. There's got to be a Thomas guy out there somewhere that I'm missing that's really fucking good. I was expecting like a completely different letter than T. I haven't even. Whoa. So
Same. I was
Tom.
expecting a different letter than C. It's not that easy, right?
T's tough, man. We're gonna have to do one together after this because this shit is embarrassing. I'm gonna go.
So right now you got Tim Duncan, Tyrus Thomas, and Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, it's not looking good, dog. I'm gonna go. Ooh, God dang. I'm gonna go. Tom Chambers
I like it.
and Tony Parker.
Not bad. So you got Timmy, Tony, Tom Chambers, Trevor Ariza, and Tyrus Thomas.
Thomas.
You could have had Tracy McGrady on your team.
Oh, Trae Young.
You could have had Trey Young and Tracy McGrady on your team, dog.
Oh no.
I would have even rolled with Tony Kukoc over Tyrus Thomas any day.
Without question, I could have had fucking.
Dog, Tyrus Thomas played in the league for like 5 years.
I know. Tayshaun Prince. Like I'm looking at a
Tayshaun Prince
list now. Now that I'm looking at a list now, like
Tayshaun Prince would have been a fire ass pickup over Tyrus Thomas, no doubt.
oh my god, everybody. Terry Porter.
Yeah.
T Mac. I didn't even the name Tracy never even fucking
Yeah.
came to mind.
Yeah,
Never
for sure.
even came to mind. So we'll do one together. We'll do one together because this game is fucking hard. Let's go with the letter A. I think the letter A is something that we could probably do and be okay.
Yeah. So we're taking guys in their prime only. So let's go.
Yeah, we don't need careers.
Let's go Anthony Hardaway at our 1.
Definitely. Anthony Hardaway for sure.
Anthony Edwards at number 2.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna put Amari in there. Amari's got to be in there somewhere.
Amari Stoudemire got to be in there for sure, no doubt.
And then what about like an Adrian Dantley?
Ooh, I ain't mad at that.
Maybe like an Adrian Dantley in there. Who else starts with the letter A that we could do?
Admiral.
I like it. Does Iggy get to make the? Does Andre Iguodala get to make the list?
Iguodala?
I mean, I'm not mad at it at all.
I ain't mad at that. My mind, I forgot about him. My mind was going to maybe Anthony Mason or someone.
Oh yeah, yeah. I also I feel like Zoe needs to be on here for sure.
Yeah, he'd be our center, no doubt. We'll take
Alonzo
and Amari down low is tough.
And then Penny and who else did you say? Ant-Man, and then is our 3. I think Adrian Dantley.
I ain't mad at that. I like Adrian Dantley at the 3.
You like Adrian Dantley there? I like that list.
I feel we got to be missing some dudes who we're gonna look at a list and be like, damn, we fucked up.
So
I like.
I have a list.
I like that list though.
I just pulled up a list. So we missed Allen Iverson,
Alex English, Anthony Davis.
But all in all, our list is good though.
Hey,
Like missing out
not
on
bad
Allen
though. Not
Iverson
bad.
stuff. Missing out on Allen Iverson, like Allen is a pretty
Yeah, that
common
sucks.
name. But like it's also hard to think of guys when you don't think of Allen Iverson as like Allen.
Right.
I don't think of him as Allen. I've never been like, yo, that Allen cat on the Sixers is
But
good as
we do think of him as AI. Like
we do, yeah, we do. And A is his name. It's his
we
initial,
fucked
so.
up on that. I'm not mad at missing out on Alex English when we have Adrian Dantley. I'm not mad at missing out on Anthony Davis whenever we have Amari and Alonzo down low. I would
No,
rather have AD, obviously, but I'm not mad at it. Missing out on Allen Iverson that's
it's
painful
not
if you're
clutch,
actually
but I do
putting a
have
team
Penny
together.
Hardaway.
Yeah.
So we'll do one. This game's fun. I could do this for a long time. Let's go
Yeah.
with let's do something a little more difficult. Let's go with the letter J. The letter J. That's
Oh,
gonna
if
be
we
a
were
little
doing
bit more
last
tough.
names, we could put together such a good list with the last names.
Oh my God, Jordan Johnson and James, dog. That's all you would need. Roll the balls out.
No doubt. All right,
Um,
first name Jay.
Jerry West. Immediately.
Definitely Jerry West.
John Stockton. Are those gonna be our 1-2? Is Jerry and John?
Maybe. See if we can get any more Whiteys on here.
I mean, Jerry Stackhouse comes to mind. He was pretty good in his heyday.
I ain't mad at Jerry Stackhouse.
He was good.
Jermaine O'Neal.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Jermaine O'Neal. There's like our 1 through 4 right there, pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find a better power forward in the Jays than Jermaine O'Neal.
I mean, we probably will, but like for like naming random guys. So Jay, so we need a center. We need a center at the word Joe. Like, is there a guy whose name is Joe something? Because if you want all whiteys, we could put Joe Ingles in there too.
Nah, we don't want him.
No, we don't want Joe Ingles. For a center though, is there Jermaine? Like that's Jermaine O'Neal, John.
I mean, if we're really in a pinch, we could move Jermaine O'Neal to center and run with Josh Smith. So we got a tall super athlete as our 4.
We gotta get Joe Johnson in there, so we gotta get ISO Joe in there, dog.
Oh, we got to get Joe Johnson in there, no doubt.
Gotta get ISO Joe in there, dog. Like John Stockton might get kicked off, dog. Like I mean,
we got Jerry West. We don't need 2 6-foot white
too many
dudes running
whiteys
on
out
the court
there.
at the same time. Yeah.
So we got
All right, so we got Jerry, Joe. So Jerry West, Joe Johnson, Jermaine O'Neal.
Josh Smith.
Who else did we have? Josh Smith.
That's 5, right? Or is that 4? No, because we got Jerry West, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah,
is Jerry Stackhouse? Is that what we're gonna do? I got one. Thinking of simple names. There's some James that we're missing. So we're missing Big Game.
Oh, yeah. We definitely need James Worthy.
And we
James
also have
Worthy
James
on the
Harden.
squad for sure.
There's some James right there that we're missing.
Oh yeah, just start there. James Harden, James Worthy, Jerry West, Jermaine O'Neal,
Josh Smith.
Yeah, I would take Josh Smith in that lineup. I think Jerry Stackhouse is a better player, but I would take Josh Smith in that particular lineup.
So we're missing some guys. I have a list in front of me. I don't look at it until we're done, but we missed Joel. He was a good 5.
Jason Kidd. Oh my God, we missed Julius Erving.
That's Dr.
We
J,
missed the very best player with the J name is Julius Erving.
And Jimmy Butler. But I always think like Julius Erving too, man. Like that what a dum-dums, dog.
Jason
Freaking
Tatum.
Dum-dums, dog. John
I mean, if your team is like Jerry West, Julius Erving, James Worthy, James Harden, and then whoever you want to put at your center, Joel Embiid.
Right. Missing guys though, dog. That's what makes this game so tough, man. It makes it so hard. But that's what we picked, everybody. Like, get put on the spot and see how you do, man. Like, your mind just starts going everywhere.
The thing is, like, with the Jays, the team that we put together, we can build a team that would beat that team without using any of those guys. Like, the team would be like Jason Kidd, Julius Erving, Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, James Harden. And
we had Harden on the list.
Oh yeah, we did. So yeah, so we would have like Jason Kidd, Julius Erving,
John Havlicek,
Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid. Their team would kick our ass.
Correct. Correct.
Their
But
team
we
would kick our fucking
we're
ass.
pulling some shit out though. We're trying to pull it out from where we can find it, man. This is not easy, everybody. This is a very
Yeah,
difficult
so
thing to do.
it's off the top. It's
So
off the
we'll do
top.
one. I think that this would be probably the easiest one, and then we'll be done. We can chop this up, whatever. The letter D has to be probably the easiest one. It has to be the easiest one in my personal opinion. Because just like all-time greats just like fly off the sheet. Like I can name so many guys that start with the letter D. You got like Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, Dennis Rodman, David Robinson, Dominic Wilkins. Boom.
Boom.
Like,
There goes the awesome ass 5 right there.
you know what I'm saying? Like D's are pretty easy. Like I don't know about M. You probably get. I mean, because Magic don't count.
Nah, Magic definitely don't count.
But
M would be
E,
a tough one.
what do you say? M?
M would be a tough one.
You
There's
think?
not even a player like jump. I don't
Michael
even have
Jordan?
anyone jumping out to mind. But yeah, like MJ, but then the rest of it is like
Who's the guy who started center for the Lakers way back for the MLS Lakers, for the Minneapolis Lakers? That was like pretty good. What was his name?
that was George.
George Mikan.
Yeah.
Mikan. I don't know. Fucking Michael Cooper then. I don't know.
How many Michaels we got? All the best Michaels. Throw them on the team.
But we'll do that on another day. You know, I think clearing out some letters right there is okay. We'll chop these up, I guess. But like, that was hard.
Throw
man.
Moses. Definitely Moses Malone on the M's.
Yeah, definitely. Mo Cheeks.
Yeah.
Like we could do it. We know enough about NBA.
Yeah, if we really wanted to sit down and put together an M list, we could do it just as quick as we did the rest of them.
We've proven that we can do it, but we haven't proven that we can make the best team possible.
True, for sure. We can put together a team together, but maybe not the best team possible.
My T was bad.
The T was the A was worse. The T was pretty bad. You missed. Well, you only missed Tracy McGrady and like.
Miss some guys.
Who else? I think that was. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I missed some guys. So.
All right, it's all good.
That's all we have time for, everybody. We'll do more letters. God, the letter K is so easy. We'll do more of these in the future for sure. We'll come up with some more lists for you guys. We'll see what you guys think of our lists. Obviously it's easy when you look at the names after you're done. But we'll do more of this. We'll do more fun shit like this just to kind of keep the laughs coming, man. And we'll holler at y'all on the next podcast.
I appreciate y'all rocking with us. Shout out to Air Rat one more time. Y'all stay up.
Hydrated. Peace.